Hello, my lovely mirror shards. How are you doing today? Hello, Lupine Commander. I hope you're having a beautifully dreadful day. Or a dreadfully beautiful day. Whichever. I'm fine, thank you so much for asking. Hello, Harry Apple, and welcome again to the Mirror Shade. It's always a pleasure to see you among our viewers here. So today, we're going to be going over urban legends. Mainly we're picking urban legends by areas that people live in. So you don't need to give me the exact city, just a general area. But we'll start off with where I grew up, with the stories today. But we'll go into that tonight. I was going to play some games, and maybe I still might, depending on how long this segment goes. But I felt like I wanted to do something a little bit fun, and give you all something to really look over your shoulder about. Oh, hello. Thank you, Cod. Thank you so much for 2 months. I really appreciate that. Well, you'll be surprised. Like I said, when we get to it, we'll go over the area of where you're at, and I'll look it up, and we'll read what we find. Just because there's not a lot doesn't mean you don't have something horrifying that you just maybe weren't aware of. Oh, nice. Well, we'll go over some of them tonight. We'll start off. So we're going to start this off with the area that I grew up around, which is Western Pennsylvania. And we'll go from there. So let's start this night off by looking at some of the urban legends that haunt Western Pennsylvania. These are just short entries, so they're nothing long, and unfortunately they're not as detailed as I would have liked them to have been, but you work with what you have. So the first one that we're going to discuss is going to be Dead Man's Hollow. Dead Man's Hollow is in a part of Western Pennsylvania called McKeesport. Now a peaceful refuge along the Youghiogheny River in McKeesport, Dead Man's Hollow started with a tragedy in the mid-1870s. A decomposing body hung from a tree. No one knew to whom the body belonged. Decomposition was too far advanced. Local lore claimed it was a woman, a victim of the Ku Klux Klan, or Native American. The identity never determined. Urban legend tells that the victim's death led to naming the area Dead Man's Hollow, whose history has been plagued with murder and natural disaster, including an infamous streetcar robbery in 1908. The next urban legend on here is one that's actually inspired a short story, a short movie that we may even show. It's the Blue Mist Road. The Blue Mist Road, as the sun goes down each evening on Blue Mist Road, officially Irwin Road in the North Hills of Pittsburgh, a blue mist descends upon the area. Why that blue mist appears depends on what urban legend you believe. Along the road lies a cemetery in which 2 headstones lean towards each other, but do not touch. Buried beneath those headstones are lovers who never shared a first kiss, and the urban legend goes the headstones lead toward each other and attempt to steal that forbidden kiss. If they succeed, civilization would end. Another popular urban legend is that of a strange creature, part dog, part human, that haunts the road, taunting visitors who dare travel near it. And like I said, this one actually does have a short film that was inspired by it. And we'll see if we can pull it up and watch that real quick. I don't believe it's very long. I think it's like 15 minutes. Hold on. Let me pull up YouTube, because I think that one is one of the more interesting stories. I've been on Blue Mist Road several times growing up. It does get a misty quality to it at night, so I can verify that. Whether it's truly a blue fog or a blue mist, a heavy one, I wouldn't say so. It does get a misty type quality, and it's from a lot of the trees in the area. But the legend of the lovers has always fascinated me. Blue Mist Road. Where are you at here? A lot of little documentaries about it. Let me see, short film. Looks like the film I was thinking about is actually like 38 minutes long. We're not going to watch that right now. It is an interesting, a very interesting road though, with the legend that has happened there. I can also confirm that the headstones in that graveyard do in fact exist. I've seen them with my own eyes. The next thing here is the Green Man Tunnel. I've actually been at this site several times, and this is actually a true legend. I'll get into the truth behind it if the story doesn't. So, Green Man Tunnel, the Green Man of Pittsburgh actually existed. I'm going to say that right out, and we'll get into who he was and how he started this myth after I read you the entry here. The tunnel in South Park Township whispers of a tragic tale, told again and again until it became almost unrecognizable as an urban legend. A young boy named Raymond Robinson suffered a life-altering accident near the Piney Fork Tunnel when he fell down the bridge, his face and body slamming into the live electric wires. 8-year-old Raymond lost his eyes, his nose, an ear, and an arm. The nice little boy grew up into an introverted yet friendly man who only went out at night so as not to frighten the locals. That's where the urban legend comes in. Locals tell of a figure illuminated green walking in the Piney Fork Tunnel at night. If drivers stopped in the middle of the tunnel, now known as the Green Man Tunnel, no-faced Charlie Raymond would appear, touch the car, and a spark of electricity would go off, causing the vehicle to stall. Raymond lived a long life, passing away when he was in his 70s, but his name lives on in an urban legend. So they do mention who this truly is. There was a resident of South Park in the South Hills of Pittsburgh that did name Charlie Raymond, and he did have this horrible accident. He was horribly disfigured. The legend part is he did not glow green, and he did not touch things and cause sparks to happen. The accident that befell him as a child is a true story, and his disfigurements were real. He did truly only go out at night, and that tunnel was one in which he did traverse quite frequently. Now, locally, a lot of us knew him more so as No-Face Charlie than the Green Man. The Green Man wasn't a nickname I knew about for him until later in life. Oh, hello, Faceless Jack. 160p. Well, you're not No-Face Charlie, but you are Faceless Jack. Hope you're doing wonderful tonight. But yeah, so it's a very tragic tale of a boy who got into a horrible accident but did live a long life. I never met No-Face Charlie. I know people who have. They're a little bit older than me. Well, quite a bit older than me, because he did live into his 70s, but this still happened at a very, he would have been, pretty old by the time I came into this world. But from the accounts I've heard from people who I know and trust, that he was a very kind person. And so it's sad what happened to him, but it's neat that he will always live on, even if it is a bit of a spooky urban legend. He does get to live on throughout the urban legend in this. At least he's not like a horribly murdering creature. He just, balls your car out and glows green in the urban legend. But no, Charlie Raymond did not glow green or stalked cars. He did have the disfigurements, though, due to that accident. That part is true. All right, we're going to go down to the next urban legend. 13 Bends. Death plays a prominent role in the urban legend that haunts Coulterville Cemetery in McKeesport. McKeesport has a lot of stuff going on with it, by the way. An orphanage once stood where the cemetery now lies, but in the 1800s, fire ravaged that orphanage, killing the children inside. Those who visit the cemetery at night, so goes local lore, tell of hearing the voices of children crying for help inside the orphanage as it burns to the ground. When driving away, drivers claim to have seen fires in the rearview mirror and tiny handprints on their car windows. Now, here's where the urban legend comes in. One road leads into into and out of Coulterville Cemetery. Driving into the cemetery, count the bends, 13. Drive out and do the same, 12 bends. How does a bend go missing in one direction? Simple. According to the urban legend, those orphans who died in the fire just decided to have some fun, making it appear as though a bend is missing in one direction. So, I will definitely tell No Face Charlie you said hi. Oh, thank you, Faceless Jack, for the hydrate redeem. I will definitely take a drink. Thank you. I need that. My throat was a little bit parched. So the thing with the 13 bends, I have actually been to that cemetery as well, growing up. So growing up, I have always been obsessed with the occult and urban legends. And in my late teens, I did do a lot of canvassing around the area that I lived in to find urban legends and visit the places of interest. So this cemetery is creepy AF. I have personally never experienced the children laughing. And the bends themselves, it does appear that there is only 12 on the way out and 13 on the way in. I think it's more so just the way you drive in and out of it more than anything else, because one of the bends appears to be more so on one direction than the other. It's weird the way it works. But this is legitimate thing. It just appears that there is another bend when there is, but there isn't. It's weird. It's weird. It's a very strange road going into the cemetery. Okay, this is one that I have only learned about in the last couple of years. But apparently, one of the prime suspects to have been Jack the Ripper is from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Jack the Ripper from Pittsburgh? Well, that's just one urban legend floating around the Pittsburgh area. Given credibility by Pittsburgh handwriting expert Michelle Dresbold, the infamous serial killer who hunted London streets in the late 1880s, had handwriting that matched that of New Yorker turned Pittsburgher Francis Tumblety, a herb doctor widely recognized as a fake. Dresbold claimed that the handwriting samples proved Tumblety was indeed Jack the Ripper. Tumblety just happened to be in London during Jack the Ripper's reign of terror. Is a one-time Pittsburgher really Jack the Ripper? Depends on the urban legend you believe. So, there's been many people who have been claimed to be Jack the Ripper over the years, and I just find it funny that there so happened to have been a frauded doctor who had been from Pittsburgh in London at the time of the killings. So is this a case of this man truly being Jack the Ripper, or the case of someone trying to make the little city that I grew up, little city, because Pittsburgh is a small city, that I grew up in, more famous than what it needed to be? Who knows? Like I said, they never ever truly discovered the identity of Jack the Ripper, so maybe this man was Jack the Ripper. Maybe this is just another plea to make the city a little bit creepier than it is. Some more urban legends from around Pennsylvania itself. I wanted to pull up and talk about because some of these are very cool. One of them is the 7 Gates of Hell. This is over in York, PA. I've never been here. This is the other side of the state. In Helm Township, a quiet corner of York, PA, surrounded by forest, it's also rumored to be the site of the 7 Gates of Hell. According to the legend, there are 7 remote gates, which, when crossed in the right order, open a doorway to hell. The first is visible by daylight, and the rest become visible only at night. Allegedly, no one has passed through more than 5 of them and returned to tell the tale. This is a site that I was well aware of growing up. I've just, like I said, other side of the state, and I never got to make it over there. Interesting theory. Would I try to transverse all 7? You bet your damn ass I would. Would I probably come back? Who knows? Who knows? It is a very creepy the way the pictures look from it, it is a very creepy situation. There's like just disembodied gates for the most part. It could have been something bigger at one time that the rest of the gate fell apart, so just the gates themselves were open. The rest of the fence fell apart, should I say. I don't really know too much about that site. I know the basic legend of it, and it has always kind of fascinated me. And should I return to that area, or get to go to that part of the state even, I will definitely visit it and check it out. We've already talked about, okay, this is another one. This is the Wandering Bus. This is in the Philadelphia area, so again, other side of the state from where I grew up. Millions of people use the SEPTA transportation system in Philadelphia area to get wherever they need to go. According to the legend, there is also a bus which appears only to those who truly need to leave their current circumstances but have no real destination in mind. The bus has been spotted all over the Philadelphia area, and according to legend, some ride it for years, only to eventually disembark right where they need to be. Now, I wish the area of the state I lived in had this bus, because there are many times growing up, especially in my 20s, that I could have used this bus. So I'm a little bit jealous that the Philadelphia area has such a bus. Well, we'll find out. When I get to that part, I'll ask people just to give me the general region they're from, like say Western Idaho or wherever. You don't have to give me the exact area, just give me like the western part, the eastern part of this, whatever part of the state or country you're from, or city, and I'll look it up. Well, actually, if you don't want to give me the city, that's fine. If you just want to give me like the eastern or western part of the state or country you're from, we can do that. I'm sure a lot of people don't want to give their exact areas they're from. And I'm only doing this because this is from somewhere I used to live. So this is the Devil's Road. This is also in southeastern Pennsylvania, so the part of the state that I didn't live in. Crosshart Road in southeastern Pennsylvania has such a notorious aura of evil that M. Night Shyamalan filled the village right beside it. On this road, the trees inexplicably bend away from the road as if recoiling from horror. Further into the woods stands a massive abandoned stone mansion that locals insist was owned by a member of the Duport family, one of the richest families in America. It is said that in that house, the famous family inbred to keep control of their wealth, while also secretly eliminating any deformed or sickly children that came out of these unisons. Do I believe this story entirely, especially about that family? Yes, rich people are fucking crazy, especially rich people in the 17 and 1800s and earlier. And Eastern PA was founded well before Western PA, so they have a little bit more history than Western PA did. But yeah, I totally believe that family probably inbred the fuck out of each other to control wealth. Right. Eat the rich. Yeah, we could all use that bus as well, Jack. Up next is the Goblin of Easton. According to legend, a corrupt monk in Easton, PA made a fortune blackmailing the wealthy after they confessed their sins to him. He grew more greedy and eventually sentenced to be executed after beating an old woman until she perished. As the story goes, immediately after he passed, he transformed into a monstrous clawed goblin and took to the woods. It's said that he ate 5 of his fellow monks before the rest fled the state, leaving the monastery in ruins behind them. I've actually never heard this legend before. Right now, I am going to do more research on the Goblin of Easton, and we may do a whole post about this. I have a morbid fascination about men of the clergy and men of the cloth falling to corruption, because I truly believe that the church is one of the most corrupt organizations ever. And I don't care which church we're speaking of, I don't care what religion. I think church in general, while definitely religion can do a lot of good for some people, it also does a lot of harm. And the people behind these organized religions are not looking out for you. They're looking out for themselves, and there's a lot of corruption within these spaces. And that's just not a theory. That's a cold hard fact, which I'm sorry to admit to everyone. Well, let's move on to the next Pennsylvania urban legend. The Stormhag of Lake Erie. I do know about this one. The Great Lakes are known for their randomly intense and inexplicable storms. For centuries, sailors on Lake Erie have blamed these occurrences on the Stormhag. She is described as a hideous demon that lives beneath the lake. He sings a quiet song before rising from the waves, spitting lightning and conjuring up the kinds of storms that can swallow a ship and its crew whole. To this day, they say you can still hear her screaming. Um, yeah, so the Stormhag is a really cool legend. It's one that I wish there was more lore for, and more stories written about, because she sounds really awesome. I have been to Lake Erie several times. I've never experienced the Lake Hag, unfortunately, because I don't do sailing. But I would love to just hear the supposed song. That would be wonderful. Okay, we'll get to that, Cod. I've only got a couple more to read, and then we're going to take some submissions. So we'll start with yours first. Up next is the Congliere Mansion, formerly known as one of the most haunted houses in America. This Pittsburgh mansion has a dark and twisted past. In 1871, the mistress of the house discovered her husband was cheating on her with the maid. In a rage, she stabbed her husband and cut the maid's head off. For 20 years, the mansion stayed vacant. The next people who moved in quickly left due to constant sounds of the woman's sobs and screams. Around 1900, it was taken by a doctor who was soon discovered to be using the home for horrifying experiments on both the living and the deceased. The house has a long history of strange ends, and Thomas Edison even came to study the house while working on a machine that was supposed to communicate with the departed. It no longer stands, as in 1927 it was incinerated in a gas storage tank explosion that wiped out everything within 20 miles. I am deeply saddened at the loss of this house, because I would have been able to visit this growing up. I knew about this house. I've been to the wreckage area where the house was, in the general vicinity of it. There's really nothing there. It's gone. The whole area is gone. They've built over it too, a lot of it. So unfortunately, there's no way to visit, or even try to experience some of the things that were reported to come out of this. I think the story of the doctor is more interesting to me personally than the murder, because this doctor was very much like a Dr. Frankenstein of the area. Not much is known about him. His name is really hard to find, and I haven't been able to find it, but I will. I'm sure there's documents of it out there, and I haven't really looked hard enough, to be honest with you. Eastern State Penitentiary. This abandoned prison in Philadelphia is one of the most infamously haunted prisons in America. Inmates were kept in solitary confinement 23 hours a day and subjected to cruel and bizarre punishments until they went completely mad. As early as the 1940s, both prisoners and officers reported all sorts of ghostly activity. Dozens of paranormal teams visit the site every year, documenting the tormented souls trapped in the prison. So pretty much any ghost hunter show you've ever watched has done one episode in Eastern State Penitentiary. It is extremely famous. I believe Ghost Hunters did an episode here. I think Ghost Adventures did an episode here. There's been a lot. Lord Nix, you just redeemed yourself on my mind. Wow, let's get this started. My, little Lord Nix, what brings you to this dark alley on this night? You're looking like you need some help. Maybe you need to be comforted in my dark arms and embraced tightly until no more life rests inside of your lungs. My. Hope you enjoyed your my. I need to write out the script for these instead of just trying to wing them. Although, I do a pretty good job with the winging it. Alright. I'm just going to read a couple more from these, because Pennsylvania is haunted AF. So we're just going to read 2 more. This is a short entry. This is the Washington Square Ghost. While today Washington Square is a lovely park, For most of the 1700s, it was used as potter's field. Vagrant strangers and those who could not afford proper burial were interred there. During the American Revolution and after a yellow fever epidemic, it became a mass grave. It is said that to this day, the ghost of a Quaker woman named Leah patrols the park to protect the departed from the grave robbers, as she did in life. He has been spotted by numerous people over the years, including a police officer. I've never got to go here. I really want to go there. I'd love to spend an evening around there, and I'd love to meet Leah. The last thing I'm going to cover right now is I'm going to cover the ghostly bride of the city tavern. This is another short entry. In 1854, a fire not only wiped out the original city tavern, but claimed the lives of most of a bridal party, after an unfortunate incident led to an oil lamp tipping over. The city tavern caught fire, and before the bride and her party could be saved. The city tavern has since been rebuilt, and the weddings are held there to this day. It's said occasionally in the pictures taken at these celebrations, the figure of a ghostly bride can be seen, which I think is really cool. And this whole site doesn't even get into half the stuff, because if you look at Gettysburg alone, Gettysburg is a hotbed of paranormal sightings and activity. Pennsylvania is pretty spooky state. We aren't nearly as bad as like Louisiana or some other states. Yes, to no one's surprise. But yeah, it is definitely very spooky. So let's go with Cod's. The Loftus Hall. Let's look this up here. Let me go over to a Google window. Alright, the Loftus Hall. There's a Wikipedia entry on it. So let me look up hauntings. Because right now I'm just going to get the basic stuff. Okay, Loftus Hall. Okay, ghost stories. Oh. I'll read that one. Let me read this little wiki entry, and then I'll read the one you just DM'd me. Ghost stories. Charles Trottam became lord of the manor, having to adopt the Loftus name to inherit lands entitled per instructions of Nicholas Loftus in 1752 by marrying the Honorable Anne Loftus, daughter of the first Viscount Loftus, and they had 6 children, 4 boys and 2 girls, Elizabeth and Anne. However, his wife became ill and died when the girls were still young. 2 years later, Tottenham married his cousin, Jane Cliff, and they lived together along with Anne in Loftus Hall. One evening, Charles was resting in his home in 1775 with his second wife and daughter from his first marriage, Anne, while the Loftus family were away on business. During a storm, a ship unexpectedly arrived at the Hook Peninsula, where the mansion was located. A young man was welcomed into the mansion. Anne and the young man became very close. One night, the family and the mysterious man were in the game room playing cards. In the game, each player received 3 cards apart from Anne, who was only dealt 2 by the mystery man. A butler serving the Trottam family at the table was just about to question the man when Anne bent down to pick up another card from the floor, which she must have dropped. It is said that when Anne bent over to pick up the card, she looked beneath the table to see that the mysterious man had a cloven foot. It was then Anne stood up and said to the man, "You have a cloven foot." The man went up through the roof, leaving behind a large hole in the ceiling. Soon Anne became mentally ill. It is believed that the family were ashamed of Anne and locked her away in her favorite room, where she would be happy, yet out of everyone's view, which was known as the tapestry room. She refused food and drink and sat with her knees under chin, looking out the tapestry room window across the sea where Dunmore East is today, waiting for a mysterious stranger to return until she died in the tapestry room in 1775. It is said when she died, they could not straighten her body after her muscles had seized, and that she was buried in the same sitting position in which she had died. Spooky, but let's read the article that Claude sent us. Let's see if it's the same thing or if it's a different story. Maybe we'll have more context to it. Okay. So there is some more to it. So after they put Anne to the tapestry room where she had spent so much time with the stranger, there she remained to her death in 1775, and it is from there that her ghost is reputed to have haunted the house and surrounds ever since. Meanwhile, poltergeist-like activity was blamed on the spirit of the devil for many years that followed. While an exorcism was carried out many years later by the local Friar Thomas Broaders, they said that it wasn't 100% effective, and that the house still is haunted to this very day. So, some extra context added onto there that the wiki entry didn't give. Some crazy spooky stuff there. Oh, Houston. I have been to Houston. Yeah, let's go ahead and look up urban legends of Houston. Texas should have quite a bit of spooky ghosts in it as well. Okay. Alright. Let me see here. A collection of myths and urban legends about Houston. Oh, this is not what I was hoping it was. Just to find something better. Here we go. Let's see if this one has them. Oh, here we go. Best 10. Oh, here we go. Spookiest urban legends. Okay, it looks like the first one is the La Carafe, 813 Congress Avenue. Known as the oldest bar in Houston, seems some souls couldn't leave the party at La Carafe. Watch out, ladies. It is said the resident ghost is a female spirit who pushes beautiful women down stairways. So that's pretty creepy. A creepy ghost who's jealous of other women's beauties and pushing them down the stairs. Another one is the Rice Hotel, 909 Texas Avenue. Built in 1912, the legendary Rice Hotel, known today as the Rice Lofts, is where John F. Kennedy rested his head for the very last time. It has history of frightful encounters. Located in the historic Crystal Ballroom is the Sambaka, a restaurant where it's said you can hear the spirits of bygone era dancing the night away. Yeah, I've heard the Rice Hotel before too. Like, that's one that's actually known outside of Houston pretty well. Here's one, Molly's Pub, 509 Main Street. If you gaze into the windows of the New Orleans-style balcony at Molly's Pub, you just may see the ghost of a woman who was murdered in the upstairs apartment staring back at you. These are very small articles, but still very cool. Let me see. I saw another one that might be better, because this one didn't give you very much. Here we go, 10 best. Oh. There we go. Oh, it says the next list. It's fine, we'll do this. Come on, load up for me. The car bump scam. About a decade ago, the rumor in Houston was that a new band of thieves was using a clever ploy. They would lightly ram a car from behind, and when the drivers got out to swap insurance information, thieves would rob them at gunpoint. There's a kernel of truth to that. In 2004, 3 young men did go on a huge crime spree that involved 16 people. Mostly Hispanic maids over the course of 3 hours. Oh, you got power. Nice. Some of those robberies did involve ramming cars in motion and stopped at lights, with them pulling a gun on the driver when they got out of the car. But all in all, it was the work of a small group of men, all apprehended, and not the start of a disturbing new kind of crime. Ugh. That said, in the event of an accident, always call the police first and let them know what happened before you leave the safety of your car, unless in immediate danger. Number 9, the Clee Station identification. Houston has a reputation for bizarre radio and television happenings, such as the old KLOL studio being haunted, for instance. More conventionally, in the 50s, it was rumored that the signal from the KLEE had appeared on British televisions more than 3 years after KLEE had been turned into KPRC by the Houston Post. The bizarre occurrence was even written up in the Reader's Digest as it was a Believe It or Not piece, until it eventually came to light that the whole thing was a hoax by a scamster trying to build interest in television that he said could receive signals from all over the world. So, you get some stories. A lot of urban legends do come from scams, and people trying to pass hoaxes, as this one did. Looks like this man didn't do the research as to which stations were no longer around, and he tried claiming he got a station that was gone for previous years. The Heights Batman. Faceless. You guys have a Batman in Houston? I didn't know about this one. These aren't even scary urban legends. They're just like urban legends, but some of them are funny. It's hard to top having your own monster, and Houston has an awesome, if extremely rare one, in the form of the Batman. Around the same time that people were believing the signal from KLEE could cross the Atlantic, there appeared to be a mysterious man dressed in something like a paratrooper's uniform and sporting a long set of leather wings. He was only seen on one night in 1953, terrifying several onlookers before vanishing in the halo of light. He has not appeared since, but who knows what he may be hiding in the Heights. Okay. Yeah, most of these are pretty poor stories, but that's kind of cool. Oh, nice. I was just reading about the Batman, the Heights Batman. Apparently, you all had a Batman creature that showed up in 1953. Okay, so there's some stuff from Houston. I didn't see anything particularly scary. Maybe some ghost stories from some haunted bars. Those are pretty commonplace. Anyone else in the chat want to give me a region in which they have lived or lived near that they would like to know if there's any urban legends that may keep them up at night? If not, I will pick another region myself. All right, friend, I think I will pick something. Let me see here. Let's look at the ghosts of North Carolina. I also lived in North Carolina for a little bit in my youth. Fun fact. I was much too young to know about anything from the ghosts and legends of the area. Let's look at 8 haunted places in North Carolina. This is from a article that was printed in August 3rd, 2020, so a little bit over a year old. The first entry in this is the Country Squire in Liberty Hall. Ever want to dine with a ghost? That's exactly what you can do at the Country Squire Restaurant Inn and Winery in Keensville in Duplin County, where the spirit of original owner Joe West is rumored to still hang around and make sure everything runs the way he likes. After enjoying your meal in a cozy vintage setting, watch where you walk near the dartboard. Darts have been known to fly through the air on their own. Merry chatter and phantom footsteps have also been heard in the Jester's Court throughout the various hallways. So that's interesting. Nothing scary with that. It just seems like the previous owner didn't want to let go. The Omni Grove Park Inn. The Pink Lady is a well-known friendly spirit roaming the Omni Grove Park Inn since the 1920s. Whether her fall from the 5th floor of the Palm Court atrium at the inn was an accident or something more sinister, the Pink Lady doesn't seem to hold much of a grudge. She's either seen as a vibrant pink mist or a young woman with a pink ball gown, most often by children. Also a fan of pranks, the Pink Lady is blamed for the lights and air conditioning turning on and off, and the rearrangement of objects in guest rooms. So that's interesting. This seems more like a travel log than anything else. Like, they don't have anything truly scary. This is all things you could, like, go stay at. So, let's get out of here, because this is definitely written to make people go visit hotels and stuff like that, and bars. That's not what I'm looking for. Here we go. Let me take a look, see what this article looks like. Alright. Here we go. This sounds a lot more fun. The Brown Mountain Lights. Sightings of the Brown Mountain Lights date back more than 100 years. Tales of orbs of light moving across the sky in an unusual way. The ghost lights have been spotted over the Brown Mountains area from the Blue Ridge Parkway near Morganton. The U.S. government has even investigated the phenomenon. Scientists from the Appalachian State University attempted to capture the lights on camera in 2016. The Devil's Tramping Ground. About an hour west of Raleigh in Chatham County lies the Devil's Tramping Ground. It's a large, round, and barren spot on the ground that the devil himself is said to visit. Legends say that nothing can grow in the circle as the devil's hopes burn life from the ground. Soil scientists have studied the spot in the woods looking for a scientific explanation for it. Evidence of parties and campfires exist in the area, but that's not likely enough to explain the stories of the tramping grounds for more than 100 years. Blackbeard's Ghost. For anyone who's into pirates in any way, shape, or form, the name Blackbeard should ring a bell. Edward Teach, better known as Blackbeard, is one of the more well-known pirates. Blackbeard roamed the North Carolina coast until he was killed in 1718 in a vicious battle with the Royal Navy near Ocracoke Island. Blackbeard's head was cut off and hung from the Maynard's ship. The pirate's body was flung into the waters near Ocracoke in an area known as Teach's Hole. Some say they have seen Blackbeard roaming the beaches at night looking for a severed head. Ghostly sightings of lights under the water's surface in the area believed to be Blackbeard's words are hard. To be Blackbeard's body. Fate of Virginia Dare. The disappearance of Roanoke colony is a mystery to this day. The colony was established in 1587 on Roanoke Island, just west of whatever later became Nag's Head. John White left the colony to bring back supplies from England, but was kept from returning for 3 years due to a war with the Spanish. Once he returned, the colonist had vanished without a trace. Among those who disappeared was his granddaughter, Virginia Dare. The North Carolina Department of Natural Resources said an obscure tale from the disappearance deals with a ghost deer said to be that of Dare. A poem written in 1901 by Sally Southall Cotton, The White Doe or the Fate of Virginia Dare, says Dare survived to adulthood, but was transformed into a white doe by a sorcerer despite her lover, Okisko. Okisko shot her with an arrow, killing her. Some retelling of this legend say that the ghost of the white deer can still be spotted in Roanoke. Roanoke, fascinating. It always has. It's one of those things where there's been so many rumors and legends and theories as to what happened to the people of that area. And it's a very fascinating, very, very fascinating area, because, they're gone. They were just gone when they returned. Now, a lot of people think that they ran out of supplies and went to the mainland and, mingled with the Native American people. But there's only 3 years, and I don't think you completely disappear within 3 years. But who knows what truly happened? Only the people who were there will. And sadly, we can't talk to them. At least, not most of us. But for some reason, if anyone can talk to the spirits of Roanoke, they aren't saying. Hey Mare, how are you doing? We were reading about some urban legends from different places. Some things that catch my interest. It's just something chill to do because I wanted to do something a little bit scary tonight, but nothing that I need to go too all out with. And how are you doing, Mare? You doing good? All right. Making sure the air conditioner's back on and everything's turned off that needs to be turned off. Oh, well, happy Wednesday for you then. Okay, let me see if I can find something else for us to look at here. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? Let's see if I can find some... Bear with me for a moment here. I'm just looking something up. You're in the future by a day. Time zones are weird. Okay. And... okay. And let me see if I can find something good for us to watch here. Oh, there's too many things. Too many things. And I really went in tonight without much of a plan. But we talked for 40-some minutes. How about instead of talking, we can still talk, of course, and I'll continue to talk. We could always go murder some people in Identity 5. How does that sound? Is everyone up for watching some Identity 5 for a little bit? Let me just close this out here. Well then. How are you doing today, Sanguine Skull? Thank you for coming. We were discussing urban legends from some areas. And now we're going to switch over to some Identity 5, unless, of course, you would like to continue the discussion of urban legends and you have some you would like me to look up from your area. I'd be more than happy to do so. Identity 5, Harry, is a game very much like Dead by Daylight, but it has a core line aesthetic to it instead of so it's got a very stylistic style to it. The killers are all in third person instead of first person. I personally am not very good at first person games, though I do try. But I am quite excellent at the killers in this game, brutally so. Alright, let's see what we can pull up here. Maybe we'll do some hunter matches. Let me switch us over. Let me just change the information card that we're switching over to Identity 5. There's not a whole lot of urban legends in space yet. Give it some time. Humanity just has to catch up to the rest of the universe. Will be some eventually, I'm sure. Let's switch over to the main screen, shall we? Bam. Alright. So let's go ahead and let's see. I want to do a hunter match, or do I want to do some survivor matches? I'm feeling a bit... Let me see who the free hunters and survivors are today. See if there's any that I really like. Wrong button. One, load up. Ooh, Soul Weaver's the hunter today. So we're going to do some hunter matches with one of my favorite hunters that I don't own yet. No, I want to play. I want to play Soul Weaver. She's like my favorite, and I don't get to play her too often. Need to buy her. So she's like on my... She's on my next to-buy list. There we go. A giant spider lady. She's also one of the few killers in this game that doesn't need to use the hook, or, well, in this game it's rocket chairs. Doesn't need to use the rocket chairs. She can actually web up her victims and they die in the webbing. They can be released from the webbing just like they can the rocket chairs, or so they can still be released. The other caveat is that the players can still move while webbed, so they can roll. So they can roll around the map looking for help until they expire. It's interesting. They can't get out of it themselves, but they can at least try to roll to find someone who can get them out. Come on, match. But she's interesting. She's got a couple... Aw, thank you. Well, I'm glad Zombro sent you over. Zombro is a good bean. I do enjoy Zombro quite a bit. He's a great supporter of the channel. Do everything I can to try to support him too. So welcome to my stream. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna be hunting some people down as a spider. Oh, we got a game. Here we go. I was gonna change me back. I'll just change back to her. I wish they would fix that. It's minor inconvenience, so it's nothing major. So. Oh, I'm sorry that he bullies you a lot. Oh, it's a lot of fun. If you like Dead by Daylight, it's very much a very similar game, but it's got a lot of differences. One of the main differences is this game, every survivor has their own unique abilities that they cannot teach to anybody else or trade to anybody else. Making every survivor have their own unique flavor. So survivors in this game are not simply skins, they have special abilities that are all their own. The hunters in this game also have a lot of special abilities that they can't teach over to other hunters. So there's a lot of unique flavor within this game. Every character. It's really more so with the survivors. This game also has modes that you can play with 2 hunters and 8 survivors, and other types of gameplay modes, which are really cool. Okay, so this, like I said, she's really cool. She can put web traps down and shoot webs at people, which I always thought was super duper awesome. Oh, there we go. We got someone in the building over here. No, they're just past the building. Okay, let me see if I can put a web trap. Oh, here we go. Someone right there. Go get them. Hello, little duck. Oh, you ran away, huh? They are just running in circles now. Look, there we go. There's 2 of them, it looks like. I got one of them, but she ran off. There they are. Hello, dog. Okay, so she's down. Let me go ahead and let me just give her a fun little web tomb. There you go. Why don't you roll to your friends? Come here. Come see me. I'd love to play a game with you. Hit you once. Game on you. Let me see. Let me see. Oh. Poor coordinators. Coordinators can be a pain in the butt. They have a stun that if that coordinator had done their stun correctly, would have sucked really bad. They only get 1 shot per. Oh, here we go. I saw someone heading over here. Probably going to free their friend. Hello, doctor. 1 hit. Come on, doctor. Where are you at? Oh. Come on, go. Hello, coordinators. I'm gonna put her in a chair this time, I think. Chair. We got the doctor. She's still down. There she is. I'm gonna put her in a webbing, I think. But they're going to get... Going to let the person out of the chair over here. So I'll run this way. Yep, there they are. I'll put her in her chair, let them rescue the doctor. Look at them again. She should actually be dead. That should be it for her. One more coordinator down. Don't know if they're just trying to give me the match or what. Okay. I guess they were just trying to give me the match. I don't know why they were doing that, but let me web you up here. And then let me go web you up. Here you go. Sweet, sweet, sweet beans. And I win. Oh, it's funny. There we go. That was fun. I don't know why they were doing that. Like, I wasn't even camping anyone. Like, why didn't they run? They could have still won this. They could have gotten their friend out. Okay, so the difference in this game is the chair is how most killers will get rid of their the survivors. This hunter has a unique ability where she can web them up, and it does the same thing as the chair. So it's just this hunter's unique ability that she has two options. Most don't have two options. Most have to put them in the chair, and it's like the hooks from Dead by Daylight. The other advantage to doing the webbing versus the hook, the chair you get them out of much quicker. The webbing takes longer to undo. Oh, no, that's okay. Yeah, so pretty much that's how you quote-unquote kill someone in this game, is you have to put them into the chairs, and the chair will eventually time out, and it will rocket them out of there, taking them off the game map. So in this game, the Spider Woman that I was playing previously, who I'm going to play again, she has a unique ability where she can spin them in a web, and it gets the same effect. The biggest difference being that while in the web, the survivors can still roll around. They just can't get out of it unless someone lets them out. This is essentially how you win, though. You have to take all the survivors out. The survivors win by getting enough, Oh, hello. Thank you for the follow, Sam Queen. The survivors win by getting enough, places, cipher machines unlocked. They can unlock the gates and get out. So, you have to try to hunt them down before they're able to do that. Every character gets at least 3 times that they can be put in a chair before they're gone, sometimes 2, depending on how much damage and fear you've done to them. In that instance, though, because I had all 3 of them in situations they couldn't get out of on their own, I got to insta-win. That's why I didn't understand why they just all ran around in circles around the doctor when they could have just ran away and came back for her. I don't camp. I know a lot of hunters in this game do, but I don't. So they could have gotten her back. So I'm a little bit confused. Maybe they didn't know that. Maybe they didn't realize I wasn't going to camp. Okay. Alright, so they can't go out anyways. I can try to find them. Come out wherever you are, little ones. Esme just wants to play. There we go, there's a doctor. Hello, doctor. Hello. How are you, you beautiful bean? Are you really slamming that down before I'm even close to you? Okay, let me just break that so you can't keep doing that to me. Really? Are you gonna keep throwing things down too early? I mean, I don't know why you wanted to go that route, but you did, and that's your choice. I'm not gonna chair you, honey. I'm gonna web you up. Another doctor. See, I'm not even trying to camp. You just ran right over to me. I appreciate you running over to me, though. She got last effort. That means she's going to fall over here in a second. I'll go after her in a moment. I'm gonna go after this doctor first. How many doctors are there? One's down. I faked her out. Okay, let me go see where's that other one at. Another doctor. Okay, let me see if I can get her. One hit. One more hit and she's down. Unless she heals herself, of course, but if I stay on her, she won't really have time to do that. But why she keeps hitting things and knocking things over. So a nice trick that I learned that I will relay is never ever jump over pallets or knock pallets down before you're ready for them. The reason for that is that you trigger a warning signal that lets the killer know where you are. So by jumping over those pallets too early, you are simply just letting me know where you are and where I can find you at. Okay, come on. One down. Let me get the other one here. Okay, where'd the other one go? Here we go. It's over here. Painter. Okay. It took a little bit too long to set up. I know what you're trying to do, and I really respect that. Out of webbing, I can't web him right now. It's okay. We'll put him in a chair. Put him in a chair. Let me go back because they're running around. Where do they go? Where did they go? Let me just listen here. They're over there. Okay. Alright, let's go get them. This has been really annoying with the amount of doctors I have to deal with in this one. Come on, doctor. Doctor, give me the news. I've got a bad case of loving you. Yes. Thank you. The other thing that sucks is when you hit someone in this game, you do have like a timer. Before you can move again, you get kind of like animation lock for a couple moments. And it's to stop you from like quickly finding someone super quick and double tabbing them. Ooh, do you? Well, let me finish up this game, Lord Nix, and we'll swap back out to the other room, and I'll look it up, and we'll go over it. Let's see, do I have enough hearing power left? Not yet. I should know. There we go. They're both together. Excellent. Oh, he got the painting on me. That's annoying. Okay. Okay, getting the doctor first. The doctor has to go down. The painter isn't as annoying as the doctor. The doctor can keep healing you back up to full quickly. Okay. Okay, doctor. Where are you, painter? Painter's all the way over here. Painter's in it for himself. Instead of trying to save his friend. Painter seems like he's just trying to, like, stay away from... Oh, he's over there still. Okay, painter. You are being a very selfish little painter. Damn it. I hate that stun. He only has like 1 or 2 more left, though. Oh, did he just give up? Is he giving up? Oh, he's giving up. That's not fun. That's not fun at all. Yeah, fine, I get it. You gave up. Oh. How rude, taking away my fun by giving up. How rude. Giving up like that. How dare they give up on me? Okay. We can go switch back to the, Let me switch back to the chat window. Okay. Also, switching to this, the game killed the viewership a little bit. That's okay. Go ahead and switch back to the chat window, and we'll go back to chatting for a little bit. Alright, over to here. Then let me go back to chatting. Alright, here we go. Alright, Lord Nick, so you have the bridge in Elkton, Tennessee. Hello, creepy cartoony. We were just switching over from ID5 to talk about a local legend that Lord Nix wanted to share with us, and then we'll go back to some more ID5 once we're done talking about that real fast. Okay, so the bridge in Elkton, Tennessee. Let me go see what I can find for a urban legend about this bridge. This just take me but a moment. Okay, this is the search window here. Alright, let's see what we can find here about this bridge, shall we? Urban legends. Urban legends. Okay, let me see if I can find something here. Oh, looks like it's a bridge with some Civil War ties, if I'm reading this correctly. Is it the, let me see here, Elkton. Do you know what the name of the bridge is, Lord Nix? Because I'm getting a couple bridges in the Tennessee area. Okay. Oh, here we go, Elkton Bridge, Civil War, Tennessee vacation. Okay. I'm looking here. Do you know the name of the bridge, Lord Nix? So I can find it easier. Because there's a couple different haunted roads and bridges in Tennessee. Oh, you forget the name? Okay, well, the first one that comes up is Drummond's Bridge in Trestle, which is in Briceville, Tennessee. So it doesn't really quite match the area, but I'm not getting anything for Elkton specifically. In Briceville, there is a scary bridge that is made even scarier by local lore. There are many different accounts of the Drummond legend. However, it seems the real story is the 25-year-old miner was hanged in retaliation for the murder of William Lafferty during the Coal Creek War. And then there's another one, which is the tunnel. Let's see. No. The rest of them are forests and stuff like that. Oh, I got the Pigman Bridge. Here. No, that's not it either. I'm not finding anything. Let me go through the list here. Haunted bridges in Tennessee. Here we go. Hannawall Bridge in Elkton. Let me look that up real quick here. Here we go. Here we go. I just had to do some Google too. Alright. The Hannawall Bridge. Let me see. Okay, an abandoned 19th century bridge standing approximately 100 feet over the Elk River. Supposedly a mother and her infant child were crossing the bridge one night in their carriage, when suddenly the carriage wheel broke, flipping the carriage over into the river, killing both of them. Local residents claim that if you go on the bridge late at night, you can hear the faint cries of the baby and the horrid screams of the terrified mother. It looks like that's a bridge with another terrible past of someone dying and their spirits just remaining from the terrible death. Interesting. I know the Appalachians themselves have a lot of haunted areas and paranormal sites. That doesn't surprise me at all to hear anything like that over that way. And I think anywhere where the Civil War raged, you're going to find a lot of stories of ghosts and apparitions, a lot of negative energy from that war, especially, or even the Revolutionary War battles, a lot of negative energy left from that war as well. So I think in areas that were hit hard by those two wars, you're going to find a lot of haunted areas. Alright, let's switch back over to ID5, and let's do a survivor match. Since I did two excellent hunt matches where I dominated. Although the last one made me a bit sad because they just gave up on me and then they walked away. I wish they wouldn't have given up. Listen, Mirror Shades, if you're playing Hunter, do me a favor. If you're playing, don't get not Hunter. If you're playing Survivor, do me a favor. Don't give up just because your team's losing. You never know how you can turn this back around in your favor. Okay. We're gonna do 2 Survivor games, and then we'll go back to talking about some stuff. And we'll go from there. This might be a short stream tonight. I haven't decided how long it's gonna be. I just wanted to get out there and talk to people about some scary stuff, play a couple games of ID5, and we'll go from there. We'll see what else we have in mind. Who knows? Maybe something will strike me, a muse will hit me while I'm doing this game, and I'll have something else to talk about. Ooh, or we can watch a couple short horror movies. Short horror movies on YouTube. We might do that. We may just do some short horror movies. Especially since this match is taking forever. Yeah, let's do that. Go claim my rewards real quick here. Right, and let's close out of here. Let me set up a window, and we will watch some short horror stories on YouTube. Just something fun to do for the rest of the night. This was a very poorly put together quick stream, and I do apologize for that. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to stream tonight, but I didn't have a plan. Whereas Thursday night, I very much have a plan, and that starts our SPC series on Thursday night. So I hope to see you there for that. We'll be reviewing 10 to 13, maybe more SPCs, depending on how long it takes to read through the files. And we'll be tier ranking them based on how cool they are, in my opinion. I mean, of course, we'll get chat input as to what they think as well. But it should be a lot of fun. All right, so let's go ahead and switch this over. And for those of you who don't know, I do now have a new YouTube channel. You can go to my profile here on Twitch and make sure to follow the regular YouTube channel, as I have a secondary YouTube channel, which is the one I've had, which is just a VOD library. So if you ever want to watch any of my old VODs, even any of the old VODs when I was Danger Minty, those are all there. But for now, let's go over to the Alter channel. And let's go watch a couple short films. All right. I'm just switching this over. Next. And a watch party tag or anything like that. Watch party. Oh, I don't have a bot, but I'll link to you my Discord here in a moment. We're just gonna put it to just chatting. Just chatting. Bam. Done. Let me go get you the link to the Discord real fast. To the Discord coming up. I need to set up Nightbot. There we go. That's the Discord if you'd like to join the Discord. We do horror movie watches and other fun stuff in there. Okay, and let's go ahead and switch on. We are on screen. We are in Alter. Let's go see what they got new. And let's watch a couple movies. Yeah, watched a lot of these already. Let's find one here. Go to. And then Susie. Let's go with And Then He Kissed Me. Ooh, wait, La Cruz, The Cross. I am a sucker for Latin America horror, so let's watch that one first. Alter is really great. Alter is a channel on YouTube that has short films, mostly all horror, from different creators from all over the world. I highly recommend that website, that channel on YouTube to subscribe to it. They have some great short horrors. Hit or miss though, because they are submitted from everywhere. There are some that aren't the strongest. Most of them are pretty darn good though. Let me make sure the volume's up all the way for you.
Bueno, si quieres ya lo cojo yo, al menos hasta que haya menos cuesta.
Que no, que tengo que aprender.
This one is in Spanish, as you see. Luckily, there's subtitles.
De pequeña no había manera de decirte que no. Bueno, yo no podía. Tu madre sí. 4 años. ¿Cómo he podido dejar pasar tanto tiempo? No sé. ¿Será esta mierda de orgullo o que no me atrevía? Aunque siempre pensé que llamarías tú.
I want to see some more of that background. That looked like a really nice view from that road.
Lo siento, pero ya sabes cómo es la mamá, no es fácil.
Sí. Tu madre no quería que te viese ni en pintura.
So they had a nice seaside vibe there. Oh, well, I'm glad to join that. There's quite a few of us in the Menagerie Manor. a very fun Discord. It's for myself, Godzilla, Gala, Hieroglyph,
Sí.
Sleepless Rambles,
Aparte de ahora
Ghosty
estar
Ghost.
más juntos.
So 6 of us run that Discord. So we decided to do a shared thing instead of doing singular Discord.
Nada, es Luis, un amigo. Pensé que sería la mamá. La he llamado esta mañana para decirle que estaría contigo, pero no sé, estaría trabajando. Papá, es mi vida y yo decido. Si quiero verte, ya lo tiene que aceptar.
So is this whole movie going to take place in the car?
Arranca.
Primera.
Y ahora acelera y suelta embrague. Acelera, 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 acelera. Acelera. Muy bien.
And they're drifting backward there for a moment there.
¿Y eso?
I thought for a moment they were going to drift off the side of the road.
Que mientras de la iglesia el día de mi comunión.
Antes no creía en nada. Pero estaba muy
That would have been a very
Eso se acabó.
ironic and short
Padre Juan me ha
movie.
ayudado mucho.
You stopped to talk about her life and then drift off the back of the road. Drifting. Whoa. Whoa. That was definitely a bloody lady.
¿Estás bien?
It looks like only she saw it. Wonder if that was her mother. Hmm.
¿Se puede saber qué te ha pasado?
Es la falta de sueño y el estrés de las oposiciones, ya está.
¿Qué estás mirando? ¿Qué has visto?
Nada, que me ha parecido ver a una mujer en mitad de la carretera, pero que no puede ser papá.
Oh.
Joder.
No te preocupes. Déjame hablar a mí.
Oh, you got the cop here doing a patrol.
No nos ha visto. Tú no digas nada.
Buenas.
Buenas.
¿Qué ha sucedido?
Hemos tenido un percance con la furgoneta, pero ahora la retiro.
No es el mejor lugar para pararse.
No.
¿Me muestra la documentación del vehículo? Por favor, permiso de conducir.
Iba yo al volante, señor agente.
Desde allá arriba les he visto perfectamente. Sabe que es delito conducir sin carnet. Documento de identidad.
Lo siento, gente.
Los papeles de la furgoneta.
Ahora mismo.
I wonder what's going on there.
Abra la parte de atrás.
Agente, no me denuncie, por favor.
Abra la puerta, por favor.
He seems much more stressed than he should be for just a random traffic stop. Oh shit. Oh shit. He's flat out murdering the police officer.
¡Tranquilízate! ¡Ese cabrón! Te quería acusar de un delito y no te hubieses podido presentar a las oposiciones. Conozco muy bien a esos tíos. ¡Atiéndeme! Si hubiese enterado de mi orden de alejamiento, él me hubiese jodido bien jodido.
Tenemos que marcharnos.
Well, now you've got a lot more cops chasing you, buddy. Maybe you shouldn't have just randomly beat the cop over the head with a hammer. I mean, I'm all for, like, you know, whatever. But that was random. Now the cop's getting his gun out, trying to be a hero still. I would have, if I was that cop, I would have played dead. I would have played dead, because now he's gonna die for real. Oh. Oh shit, is he putting his fingers into the eye hole? That's pretty brutal. Oh. I wasn't expecting that. Trying to give your estranged father a chance, he ends up being a murderer. Huh. Huh. That's, definitely a mood, I guess.
No te preocupes. Nadie nos acusará. Esto es así. O les jodes o te joden. Ya sé yo cómo defendernos.
Huh.
¿Por qué seguimos huyendo aquí de mi casa?
¿Te acuerdas? Te encantaba subir a la cruz.
Huh.
Quiero llamar a mamá.
No, no la llames. No se tiene que enterar de nada. Es mucho mejor. Tranquilízate. ¿Quieres agua?
He's like, no, don't call. You don't have to tell anyone that I just murdered people. Her mom's phone gonna ring. Watch.
¿Por qué son aquí el móvil de mamá?
I had a feeling the body was gonna be that her mother's body was gonna be in there. He was acting way too worried about that.
Tu madre ahora está en el cielo. Cuando tuve cáncer, la abuela se me apareció. Padre Juan me explicó que ella había venido para decirme que no debería de tener miedo. Que hay un lugar mucho
I
mejor.
wonder if that was her
más allá.
mother's ghost she saw on the
Un
road.
lugar mejor más allá.
That was her mother's ghost she saw on the road. Aw. Yeah, yeah.
Siempre juntos. Y seremos felices, muy felices.
Oh shit. Oh shit. I guess it's what he meant by they won't catch them, huh? Wow. That was a thing. So, I guess the message of this movie is if you have an estranged parent who's a psychopath, don't try to give them a second chance. Then they gotta kill you. That was a bit darker than I was expecting. Okay, I guess she is definitely dead then. I was wondering if they were gonna like, cut to a scene of her crawling out of the van or something, but no, she dead. There wasn't really much of a way you could live through that, to be honest. That would be like, nah, you wouldn't be able to live through that. There's nothing you could do. Let me see, what can we go to next? I'm trying to pick up some short ones, so I don't want to stay here too long through any of these. Milk teeth. Oh, teeth ones always bother me, but let's push through, shall we? What? There's flossing, and then there's that. Oh, I think he's trying to get the loose tooth out. Okay, I forcefully ripped teeth out of my mouth when I was little, and I know it bleeds a lot more than that. Hello, Toxic Waste. Welcome so much for coming to the stream. We are currently watching some short films on Alter right now. We were talking earlier about urban legends, and we played a little bit of Identity 5 before, too. Now we're just wasting some time watching some short films on Alter on YouTube. How are you doing today?
Where are you? No. I don't have any friends.
Well, I have something that belongs to you.
My tooth?
How much money do you usually get for a tooth?
25 cents? Which is why I need you to give it back. Which is why I need you to please give it back.
I can give it back if you want, or I can keep it safe for you and give you a special tooth that'll give you much, much more.
Ooh. You're being offered a special tooth from a lady in the sink? It's gonna bubble up muddy stuff from your sink? Ooh, look at those nails. Alright, I'm digging her creature design already, and we didn't see much beyond her nails. Looks cool. Oh, well, if you want to redeem a new Uu, you're more than welcome to if you have the points. You've been here for one of my Uus, I think. If you haven't, I'll more than happily redeem that for you if you go ahead and use the points. Oh, orphanage. Hmm. Wow. That tooth really did give him so much more. Well, I don't think that one's too high, so you should be able to get it after a while.
My name is Ava.
My name is Richard. James, would you like to join our family?
Oh, don't worry, kid. It may not be a good time for him. He may go with that family, and then they end up being like a bunch of murderers, and they adopt kids all the time. That shopkeeper's like, where'd you get that much money from? Alright. So, Lord Nix, you have a choice. Do you want the normal voice, Uwu, or do you want a cutesy voice? I'll let you pick.
You think fancy hair is gonna get you adopted?
It's a nice brush, Thomas.
Ooh, how are everyone, Nix? I hope you're having a really good night. I'm having a great night myself, and I'm just having a great old time. Ooh, thank you for coming by. I really appreciate it. Ooh.
Hope you enjoyed your Uwu.
Leave him alone. I can give you all riches beyond your wildest dreams. Just send one of your teeth down the drain.
What? Give her a tooth. Give her a tooth.
What? How? Dude, are you serious? Now. Okay.
Oh. Oh. I can't wait to see what she looks like. I hope we get to see her. She's interesting. Ooh, look at that mouth. Oh. Oh. Do any of these children have any teeth left at this point? I mean, the little kid's probably fine. His are all baby teeth. You're welcome. Glad it made you giggle. Those older kids, though, that's probably their real adult teeth. They're gonna be screwed. The little kids are good, though. They're just taking hammers to their mouths now. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, it does that sometimes. It'll just freeze up for some reason and disappear for a split second. Sorry about that. Hoping when I switch to the 2D model, it won't be as intensive processor. That won't happen anymore. Yeah, no, wasn't a giant fan of that either. That was a lot of teeth being knocked out, and it was very uncomfortable.
Hello, young man. We wanted to ask you. Well, we would be completely honored to be your parents. If you would like us to be, you can talk to us, get to know us. But I think you'll find we would make a beautiful family.
And so he opens his mouth and their teeth.
Speak up, boy.
I was just listening.
And now he's got no teeth, and they're like, no. Oh no.
Did you see the look on your parents' face?
She wanted to cry.
I saw a tear. More like Frankenstein.
I mean, that was pretty gross. Oh, I can't wait to see what this creature looks like. Oh, look at that. That's so creepy. I love it. Yes, she's coming now. She's coming for them. Oh, oh heck yeah. She's just messing their days up. No, it's pushing each other. Oh. Oh damn. Oh damn. I love the design of this creature so far. Yeah, I've watched The Flash, the TV series. Yeah, I've seen The Flash. Oh, she came back as Tukey. I don't know if she's like his friend or... Oh. Yeah, I know it's not over yet. But I haven't watched it in a long time. I gave up on it a couple years ago. I think I watched like the first 3 seasons and I gave up on it. that was interesting. That was very, very interesting. Alrighty. Well, I don't want to watch too many of these. I don't want to push the luck of the DMCA on that. But I think I'm going to end stream a little bit early tonight. I'm just feeling a bit out of it today. And I want to thank everyone for stopping by. I had a lot of fun. Sorry this one wasn't as well thought out as my usual streams. I was just kind of in a haze today, and I just kind of put something together in a rush. But we will be back on Thursday. We'll be doing our SCP tier list. I have that all ready to go and written up, and I'm really excited to do that. So I'll see everyone on Thursday for the SCP tier list. Thank you again for the new followers tonight, everyone who stopped by. I do apologize that this stream wasn't up to my normal quality. Like I said, I was just feeling a little bit out of it tonight and just wanted to do something a little bit chill tonight. So thank you so much again. I hope everyone has a great night, and until next time, remember, I'm watching you always. Bye.